Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Loy, your friendly D&T teacher. Today we are going to delve into one of the subtopics under mechanisms. So this subtopic is about gears, and of course here it is. We're going to learn what gears are, what are the different types of gears, how they interact with one another, and of course what are some examples of practical use. So let's delve into it now. So here we have a number of gears. They are all mesh gears, meaning they interact with one another. You will notice at first glance, for example, the largest blue gear that I mentioned, so number to it, 96. So this means that this gear has 96 teeth along its circumference. And the one that you see in front here is about 72 teeth gear. And the one on the red there is 90. So as you actually make the gears rotate, right, it's in either clockwise or anti-clockwise direction, as you can see very clearly from the indicators here. So the indicators are showing that when you turn, let's say this is your driver gear, anti-clockwise, the smaller red gear here will rotate in a clockwise manner, in the opposite direction, all right? And you also notice that as I turn the red 90 teeth gear, all right, the smaller gear here rotates much faster, all right, because he has lesser number of teeth. So you will see that when we have a set of gears of different sizes interacting with one another, basically you have what we call a gear train, all right? And if you have like this one, a smaller gear together with a larger gear along the same axle here, you can create what we call a gear train or compound gears. And of course, in the later section, you also learn something like this. This is a worm gear. All right, this is the worm gear. And of course, this is just like the previous example of a mesh gear. So, but we call this a worm wheel. So this set is called a worm gear, worm wheel setting. All right, so I just show you the indication here. As you rotate the worm gear, all right, you find that the worm wheel will move, but in a much slower speed. Now, for you to ponder, all right, this is the handle here. I am providing the energy to rotate the worm gear, all right, so that it drives the worm wheel. Now, why can't I, for instance, rotate the worm wheel in order to make the worm gear the output or the driven gear? Okay, my question is, why can't the worm gear, all right, be the driven? All right, so far you've observed that the worm gear as a driver can drive the worm wheel, which is the red gear at the bottom. So for you to ponder, and of course there are more detailed videos in this following section.